everyone, this is my March new moon reading. I was supposed to get this out a couple of days ago, but we've been traveling and I've been finding it challenging to find a quiet place to sit. I hope that you can hear me okay. I'm actually outside. I'm on the Gold Coast right now. I don't think I can turn my camera around, but I'll just show you. You can see the ocean down there. Let's get started. All right. So, this new moon, the 13th of March 2021 at 9:21 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time in Sydney and Canberra time. I found it was just so interesting because I saw another person do a chart reading on this while I was preparing for this one and wasn't able to film over that time. And the part of the world that they were in, they had their moon in a completely different house. So the reading that I'm going to give is going to be very unique to the place in the world that I am right now. And it'll be interesting if it resonates for you. So here we go. This particular new moon, I can see, is sitting in Aquarius in the Nakshatra, the star constellation of Purva, Bhadra, which is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter happens to be sitting in the 4th house in Capricorn this month with Sun in conjunction, just on the outskirts of a conjunction. Now, what's interesting about this moon, now this particular sign, Purva Bhadra, is the scorching pear sign. It's guilt, atonement, painful consuming desire, unsatisfied ambition. Now that sounds really gloomy and intense, but you put it in Aquarius, so you've got these energies of, it's ruled by Saturn. You've got, it's intellectual, so it's sometimes it can be confused with the Pisces energy, but it's very much the scientist, factual, intellectual, visionary, humanity, global understanding, but it can also be misunderstanding at the same time. So when you put the moon in this particular sign in the house of higher learning, children, and then you've also got this particular star here of, it's the scorching pear star, I can see that at this particular time of the month that we have lessons coming out, and it can still be unraveling now as I'm making this video, but it's about setting boundaries. That you might find that you are feeling guilty about a contract that you've got with someone. It could be relational towards yourself. Maybe you're not feeling satisfied in a particular area. It could be in your higher learning. Maybe you feel like you need to have a hard conversation with someone around your learning. Maybe it's a conversation with your kids about, hey, like this structure that we've got here isn't working, let's change it. So you're really making shifts in here. So what we want at this time, it's, you want to feel those energies of belonging. You want to be a friend, but you've got to be a friend to have a friend to attract those in. So bringing in friends, being a friend yourself, unexpected experiences we want to have right now. So I know for me that I'm traveling. I don't know about you, maybe you feel like you really need to bust out and do something a little bit different. We feel the desire to socialize, and we also want to be doing something meaningful right now. Actions that we can take at this particular time. So how can you shake up the world to influence your surroundings, your environment, your community positively? So how can we be more compassionate? Where can we release fear and step into owning ourselves and our gifts? Walking towards fear means stepping into the future. Releasing past patterns, people, environments, energies that are no longer serving you, breaking contracts that aren't working. That's what this nakshatra is about in this particular sign. This may require having a difficult conversation with someone, or a progressive conversation, I should say, with yourself or with someone else to shift the energy and the alignment. Now, I could see that there's no drishti points specifically with this new moon, but I did see that there were squares coming from the nodes, the north node and the south node, Ketu and Rahu. Now, Ketu sitting in the 2nd house for this particular chart in Scorpio, and Rahu was sitting in Taurus in the 8th house. So it was these nudges from the past and the future. Fulfilling karmic lessons is what I took away from this. You may feel the pressure to make changes now. So Rahu's eyes are on Taurus, that beauty, that grounded energy, the bull, setting boundaries. It's obsession, and it molds itself into the energies of its Lord, which is Venus, which is also in conjunction with the moon at this time. So it's that beauty, wanting to create beautiful things in your higher learning, creativity in your higher learning. So if you feel like you're being restricted right now, or it's not working, or you've got obstacles coming up, or the contracts that you've got with those people involved or yourself, you might feel like breaking those so that you can be more creative. Now Mars was also sitting with Rahu here too. Oops, apologies. I've got to use my phone because my computer's not working. Mars makes it a little bit fiery, so it enhances it and transforms into Mercury and takes on its Mars energy as well. Now, Ketu in Scorpio, when we look at the opposite end of the chart, it's these wealth, food, speech, salary, generosity, music, family, profits, truthfulness, eloquence. So in this particular energy here in Scorpio, you're going into the deep waters, which is ruled by Mars. And it's interesting because Rahu is sitting in Mars's sign. Sorry, Rahu is sitting with Mars on the opposite side of the chart, that you'll see these themes of wealth and family. And then you've also got in the 8th house, where Rahu and Mars are sitting, the vulnerable point, obstacles. Themes of these two houses being pulled back into the in the 5th house in Aquarius right now. This feelings of the moon wanting to break out, bust open, shifting, changing, these difficult conversations. You might feel it's a little bit challenging at this time, but also sitting down with yourself. So my suggestions, I know this reading seems a little bit chaotic, but it's just so interesting that this particular nakshatra is a little bit chaotic, and I've noticed that the movements that I've had the last couple of days are a little bit chaotic, so I'm just going to run with it. However this turns out, then I hope that somebody takes away from this and that it helps you, that maybe it's time to slow it down, sit with yourself and ask yourself, what do I need to change? Where am I feeling guilty? Where am I feeling the need to progress and shift? Are there people around me that I feel that I need to step away from to help get a clearer sense of who I am? Where am I feeling unsatisfied, and what is contributing to that? Is it myself? Am I feeling creatively restricted, and what do I need to do to open myself up more to using my gifts, my creativity in my higher learning? Because Neptune's also sitting here in conjunction with the moon, and it can create fogginess. You can be a little bit unsure about whether you should take that step forward or not. All right, so I'm going to leave it there for this month. I'm going to be doing some heavy editing over this unless I post it in its raw form. So if you do see all the bloopers that happened in this video, then I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how it feels. And I will be posting up the full moon reading in the next week and a half as we step into that next energy. I just wanted to share in here too that for myself, and it's interesting because I'm posting this after the new moon has happened, and it's interesting because I can share it with you guys and then ask for you to reflect and share with me how your new moon was. That being in this particular sign of scientific thinking, analysing research, higher education, learning in the 5th house, ruled by Saturn, so it's those delays, boundaries, strictness, creating structure. In the star of Purva, I just saw Saturn on the bottom of the chart, Purva Bhadra, the scorching pair star, guilt, atonement, painful desire, a painful consuming desire, unsatisfied ambition. That for myself over the last couple of days, and specifically the new moon, I really wanted to get this reading out, and it just wasn't happening. That I know I had responsibilities with my son as we're moving hotels and shifting around because we're traveling at the moment, that I've got my husband with me at the moment, and he's got his job and duties that he needs to do, so we're trying to balance out who gets time to do this while the other is supporting parenting. And both of us are wanting to create and then also spend time together and go out and do these things. And it was like setting boundaries and feeling guilty about, am I giving enough time to my family, but also feeling guilty to myself because I've made this commitment that I want to be doing and getting my work out. So just sharing a little bit of my own experience, and then having to sit down with myself and say, hey, like, I'm feeling unsatisfied that I really wanted to get this done a couple of days ago and it didn't happen. So I love that this has happened, and I'm actually posting after the new moons happened. Burning desirable, consuming intention for wanting to do something and it's not happening. So if anybody resonates to this, please let me know. I would love to hear that. How was your new moon? How did it unfold for you? Did you have any changing energy conversations or breaking of contracts? That tension energy around that time of in the last couple of days when we had the new moon. And also if you got to do any new moon rituals as well. Normally if I was at home, I would do some kind of ceremony. It's not always the same thing, but I know this month I was feeling drawn towards writing my intentions out on paper and then burning them in a little pot or something, which is something that I definitely want to be doing for next month. So I'll leave it there. Let me know in the comments below. I would love it if you subscribe, like the video, and hit the bell notification, because I want to share more of these videos with you. And if they're resonating, let me know, because it helps me with my reading abilities. All right, have a wonderful week. I'll see you at the next full moon, and I'll share more details about that on my Facebook page, Chelsea Sonkar -8 Limbs Living, or you can head to the website if you're looking for readings, chelseasonkar.com, and you'll see all the information there to follow through. All right, have a wonderful week.